I know I've been gone for a little while, but I'm getting things together so I can leave permanently out of this place. And while I will say that women are not the main reason for leaving, they're like a minor reason for leaving. But there's a bigger reason for leaving that has to do with geopolitical things more than anything else. But I'm going to show you why the reason why I'm leaving. You know what I mean? I'm going to just show you the reason why right here.
Whew. Let me just get the door for you. Okay.
So if you read the title, this is what this is what it's come to. This 40 something trashy looking woman with like nothing really to offer except for some expired box. And let's continue.
He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Mm-mm.
So keep in mind that the Cheesecake Factory, like, while it's a chain restaurant and things like that, higher caliber restaurants are chain restaurants. So the Ruth Chris you have in different locations, you have Noble in different locations, you have all types of like higher end restaurants that have multiple locations. So because of her entitlement, she feels that this guy owes her something. So this is why, I have nothing to do with Karen, Keisha, um, Lucicious Ling Ling, or Malbogia Maria, who follows this kind of ideology, which is damn near on the verge of fascism and Nazism.
Yes. Uh, would you want me to open the door for you? Look. Are you're recording me? Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. What's the problem with that? This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
So the thing is, if I were him, I wouldn't even take her to Cheesecake Factory. The problem is that there is a guy, or there are a few guys, who are doing absolutely less than that, who are actually taking her to McDonald's, taking her to Jack in the Box, taking her to Chick-fil-A, and getting what this guy maybe hopes to get by taking her to the Cheesecake Factory. As a matter of fact, you know, me personally, I wouldn't take her anywhere. She's overweight, as you can see. Like, that's why she's not showing her whole self, because she's overweight, obviously. And, like, that's just what it comes down to. But the fact that she says someone who looks like this just goes to show what world we live in right now.
You want to talk about it? I'm I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them. Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it. Yeah. Come on, get up, going in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Oh, okay. Okay. So, yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right? I mean, you're supposed to.
No, you're not. I mean, and like, granted, Muslims aren't supposed to be dating anyway. Like, the Muslim way is that you meet the father, you meet the relatives, and you guys come to an agreement. That's the way. But for a lot of Muslims now, um, asking for 800 k in mahr and having two houses and two cars is now the minimum.
When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting.
Who said you were beautiful though? That's the thing. Like under whose out of under whose like whose standards are you beautiful? For a simp, yes, you'll be beautiful. For a man who respects himself, you'll look like things that came out of the garbage disposal. And for me, since I respect myself and I have dignity, you look like things that come out of the garbage disposal.
Her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her.
So I don't know what she meant by cover, but judging by the way she's dressed with her chest hanging out, she wasn't even thinking about this guy. She was actually thinking about another guy, at the Cheesecake Factory that she could possibly attract. So this is why, like, this guy unfortunately was a placeholder, because if she really, and you have to think about it this way, if she really cared for or wanted to something serious, she would not be dressed like the way she is with her chest hanging out. She would be dressed more modestly. You understand? A lot of these women use dates for as baits for try to reel in bigger fish. That's what people need to understand as well. But let's continue on.
Well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself, to keep you safe, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean,
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for.
I wonder if she is on medication.
I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least
what did I do that wasn't cooperative?
Well, I mean, even when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay.
I don't know you.
I can respect that. I can respect that.
Now, she said it's too early for that, but keep in mind it wasn't too early for all the guys that she had before. It wasn't too early for guys that were, like guys that were just, I want to say, like, just dudes who were, just dudes who were, using her for recreational use. It wasn't too early for those guys. But because this guy, unfortunately, he doesn't know any better. God bless his heart. That's the thing. He doesn't know any better. I can't blame him, because he's not hip on game. I can't really blame him for not being hip on game. You know what I mean? So, God bless his heart in his intentions and what he wants to get done. But he does not know any better, with the simple fact that there is a man out there in which is getting into those draws more easier than he is. Like that's the situation. And may God bless his heart that, he doesn't know any better.
And I got to your apartment to pick you up. You didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
we're not there yet.
Okay. And then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
the key words is, I feel like, these are the key words. I feel like with a woman, like like the these are the key words that they use. They go off of feeling rather than going off of logic. Okay. This is the problem. Sorry, I got kind of distracted. But this is what they don't show you. Like, unfortunately, it's just really unfortunate that, you know, she's so condescending. She's so, like, she's so, she's so, just very, 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 just very, very much dismissive of, the whole situation, and, you know, and just very arrogant about, like, what she, what she feels that she deserves. And in reality, she doesn't deserve shit. I hate to use this word, but, like, I hate to say it about this, and I'm going to just keep it a buck. But most of these women are not good people. Like, when you really think about it, they're not decent human beings, even. Like, this is, and this shows that she's just not a good person overall. Because even if you're discontent with something, the the right way to go about it is that you just kind of like take it on the chin and appreciate the thought that he would even take your ass out. But no.
But
I got myself all made up.
There's nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, well look at my plan where we were gonna go originally.
See, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call him.
No.
What do you mean no?
See, I specifically told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 a.m. At 4 p.m. Right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs for an hour.
So why would you even wait for an hour, bro? At 10 minutes, if you did not have any financial obligations, or if you didn't put any money in the date, you should have gone. Okay? So I blame him on that. I blame him for that. Okay? He should have took his ass. It, it should have been 10 minutes and he's out. Hell, maybe even 5 minutes. You should have already been gone, bro. What the hell are you waiting around for, man? Come on now, bro. The hell? Leave. But this dude waited an hour.
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment. And that is not possible.
And that's why I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice, fancy restaurant as Aria. Especially if I'm paying for the whole thing. Which I'm still willing to do. I would have been. Okay. But if we're late,
The fact that he was willing to take her to that nice restaurant is a problem in itself. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. That's the problem. Like he was willing to take her to this restaurant in the first place. That therein is the deeper issue that we have to tackle.
I told you twice.
It wasn't that late.
We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot.
I mean,
I'm waiting for a reservation.
we can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, like, equivalent to that? I mean,
I literally
you don't
just said,
understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
there's nothing wrong with
I will die.
What the hell? Do you hear this shit? Look at me. Yeah. At this point, I would tell her to get the hell out of my car. And you can look cute in a parking lot and someone can pick you up then, take your ass to the restaurant you want. At that point, I would do that. And yeah, there were women who agreed with her in the comment section, of course. In fact, the majority of women agreed with her in the comment section.
That's embarrassing.
Listen, as I said, I have very specific certain expectations for that. I can tell it's not gonna be there.
I hate to say this, and what I'm going to say is going to be very controversial. And I've been meditating over this for a while. But there's certain groups of people if Allah were to take them off the face of the earth, I wouldn't bat an eye. And unfortunately, one of those groups are AA women. The other group is doing horrendous things right now. I can't really say their name because, then my whole thing is just going to get like destroyed, the little following I do have. But unfortunately, my I guess you can say my disdain and my dislike for AA women has increased so much because of things like this that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said kun fayakun and he did what he did to the people of Lut to them, I wouldn't think another eye. As a matter of fact, I would ask him, like I hate to say it, but if he took like Karen's, if he took like Keisha's and the like thereof, these types of Western women, if he took all of them and said, like, say if they were in one city and he said, I'm going to level this city in like 5 days, I would ask him, can you make it in 3?
Maybe we're not right for each other. So, respectfully, I'm going to just drop you off at home.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
So, you just want to call it a night? I mean,
Yeah.
Isn't there some kind of compromise or something? Ladies, can you believe this?
That was the compromise. And the fact that listen, here's the thing that cannot go over our heads. The whole date was for social media. So if she did go to that fancy restaurant, it wasn't to get to know the guy. It was to basically show the crap on social media. Hey, look, this is what I got from a guy. This is what I finessed from a guy. This is where a guy took me. You need to level up, ladies. If your man ain't doing this on the first date, that's what it was. It wasn't even to get to know the guy. It was the status, okay, that she was after. She wasn't after no damn relationship. It was the status that she was really after.
I'm sorry, y'all.
But the parking space.
If I don't feel respected, I not gonna go through with the rest of the day.
Well, I mean, you are serious. You really leaving?
Yeah. I mean, you didn't want this place anyway, right?
I mean, I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. You made some good points. That's why I'm willing to compromise. Are you sure you want to go home?
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already set them, and you've broken every one.
Oh my God.
Well, at least he's getting some points back. Shout outs to him. He's getting some points back, and maybe this is a video that, like, possibly this is a lesson learned to him to, like, maybe, like, not look towards a woman as a means of a potential spouse, and look towards, like, a woman of his culture, or look at a woman from a culture that is cooperative, like more cooperative than them. No matter what they say, I group them all together as one. I group them all together as one. And that also includes African women who've taken after them, taking their same uh, ways. That includes Miss Brick Lady as well. If they, because Allah even says, or the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, um, in essence, he says something to the effect that he who imitates a person is of those people. So if you're imitating, if like Halima, if Fatimata, if she's imitating Keisha, if she's imitating Karen, then she's of Karen and Keisha, point blank. So this is why, I group them all together.
I'm sorry. We're dropping you off home.
All right, whatever. Well, I mean, I guess I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Notice how she's still looking and recording this whole shit for social media.
I understand where you're coming from.
And the thing is, you can see her arm and you can see the rolls in her arm and stuff like that. And the thing is this might have been a shit test, okay? Because now she was asking about compromising at the end, but you don't shit test like a man like this. You don't shit test a man like this, okay? You don't do that shit. That shit is very immature, and it's very, like, it shows where you are in your mental capacity, okay? That's what it shows. And luckily, it would have been very hard for me not to slap fire from her. Like, seriously. It would have been very hard for me to control, but I would have controlled myself. But I wouldn't have been nice. I wouldn't have been as nice to leave her, drop her back off at home. I would tell her, you know what, I'm just going to leave you here. You catch an Uber back home. I would tell her, yeah, you can leave the car now. Catch an Uber back home. Since you're going to be so ungrateful. So, like, you know, at this point, right? At this point in this thing, what I prophesied is actually coming to pass. I even said this. I even said it was going to get worse. Okay, you're seeing it full throttle. That is getting worse. Okay, what more do I need to say? You're seeing is getting worse. You're seeing it right before your very eyes. So, with that being said, maybe I'll come back with some, like, geopolitical things, but I just had to really, like, go over this thing, and yeah, and really just talk about this, because this like blew my mind. This literally blew my effing mind. I said in effing sane when this video came up on my feed. But anyhow, leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Fool is signing out. Njarama.